So for me, if that was my son and he was 9 and he was resisting writing, I wouldn't have him write. That's what I would do. And what I would do is I would say, okay, now we're going to have a story, we're going to talk about whatever it is, and then he's going to da-da-da-da-da and tell me all the stuff, and I'm going to type it on the computer and print out his story and put it in his book. And I'm going to show him what comes out of his heart, and then I'm going to show him that the value of being able to do this himself one day. He's going to have to develop the school, so we're going to do some typing tutor so that he can learn how to take that, so he doesn't need me to. So I'm giving him a purpose and a reason to do this now. But when he's 9, he's not really particularly connecting that I need to write pages of stuff. It's not really important to him. It's not
too far ahead for
it's
them
to comprehend.
That's
right.
Is a reality.
So then you go, well, actually, you know what, if we don't do a little bit every day, it's going to take us a lot, it's going to be much harder for us later on. We're going to have to try and do a lot later. So let's just do 10 minutes every day. And so you bring it down to that age and what they're capable of that, but you let them know the bigger picture. And while you in authority as a mom is saying we need to do this, like he can spend his 15 minutes on his maths drawing aeroplanes, but then he's going to get the same lesson the next day until I guide him and show him, look, it's not really, you don't want me to keep bringing the same lesson every day, day after day. Let's do something about this. But when it comes to actually writing and the resistance there, we had an avid writer and a complete opposite writing resistant child, two total extremes. And then the tool landed on our path miraculously, being excellence in writing, which is Andrew Pudawa being extremely passionate about writing. So we popped the disc in and he's going, right guys, he gets them all fired up about this writing journey we're about to go on. And I go, thank you Lord for Andrew Pudawa, because he's put into our path what is now actually going to help, because we're doing it for our daughter who she wants to be the author and everything else. And the brother happens to watch it and he starts writing reams of paper. After 14 years of age, always been resistant to writing. Always. He did lateral bare minimum. Done. Enough. Yeah. So you've got to read the child and see where they're at and where God is leading that specific, and why there's a lack there, and maybe there's not even a lack there. Maybe he just doesn't need to be having a pen in his hand. I think some children have become writing resistant because their mothers are having them write all morning. You sit and try and write all morning. Try. See if your hand gets tired. Just write. Next lesson, okay, now it's maths. Okay, now it's language, and now it's my history book, and I've got to say, you try it. And now the mothers are wondering why their children are writing resistant. So basically, we didn't do writing, we did activities. So I'd ask them, what writing, what do you remember from writing? And they only actually really started writing seriously in their young adult years, because up until then we did Konos and Bible study, and we built things. We did lots of activities, practical activities, and we built stuff. So we spent very little time in books. We spent time in the Word and in the actual activities of training character. I'm going to simplify it, and I really believe it's as simple as this, is you check it with God and go, is it a problem for God that he's not writing yet? Because I agree with also not just chucking it out and maybe getting some skills in there regarding you need to know how to write, but does he need to be able to write a page at age 9? That's where you've got to keep it in perspective, because he needs to do this little bit of writing every day, done, finished. You've got to just be careful that you don't overdo or have a requirement of your child that is unreasonable, and check with God what's reasonable with him.